In this episode, the Suzuki Baleno and Toyota Starlet go head-to-head.
We find a suitable upgrade to replace a VW Polo.
We discuss the ideal oil replacement schedule for a petrol Mazda.
Hello and welcome to Buyer's Guide. Every week we try to provide you with useful advice, whether it relates to buying or selling or maintaining a vehicle. If you have a question for the team, you can send it to buyersguide@ignitiontv.co.za and contain as much information as possible, as well as a pretty picture of yourself, because you're going to be on TV.
And joining us in studio to help resolve those troubling automotive issues are two familiar faces in Buyer's Guide. Matthew Kanaya from Heart of Motion and Tembing Pansi, CEO from Ted Car Motor Group. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Got it right.
Thank you.
Nice to have you guys here. All right, let's get into our first question, which comes from Swari. She's considering purchasing the Suzuki Baleno or the Toyota Starlet. She notes that the Baleno offers a 360-degree view camera at a price of 330,000 Rand for the entire car, not just the camera. Whereas the Starlet only includes a rear view camera price at 280,000 Rand, and that's for the entire car again. She's contemplating whether it's worthwhile to pay the extra amount for 360-degree camera. Also, how the vehicles will fare in the second-hand market. Firstly, 50K.
No, it's not just for the camera.
It's not.
Hey?
It's not. You're not just getting a camera. You're getting
Yes.
a lot more than that. If they want it, again, check the itemized billing and see. What do you
Yes.
get for 280? What do you get for 50 grand more? It's much more than just a 360-degree
And this is why salesmen should
Thank
be
you.
taught
Thank
to
you.
explain to the clients.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That is not just 50K just for a 360-degree camera.
Yeah.
No, but you see, she went to Toyota first, and the guy at Toyota said, you know, the Baleno, it's the same car, it's 50,000 Rand more. All you get is a 360-degree camera.
Thank you. And I think this is the danger of what's happening in the market with the quality of salespeople that we have. You know,
Coming from a salesman's mouth.
and really, I will say it because I've seen it, you know,
Yes.
and that is why we are where we are now, you know, as a company, to say we need to get out there and start to educate our people and also start to giving good advice to people. As I said, I love this show. I mean, there's no way that you're going to pay 50,000 Rand more for a camera. There's more to it, right? I'm sure that Baleno is highly spec compared to the Starlet, definitely. Right, because I mean these are two similar cars.
If that was the case, it's a no-brainer. You buy the car with a reverse camera.
Well, but they both have. One's got a 360-degree camera, other one's just got a reverse camera. So
Yeah.
you got the Baleno has got a better camera if you're chasing the camera.
How about if you bought the Suzuki Starlet?
As I said, it's the same thing. It's just that one is a Suzuki, one is a
camera.
one is a
No cameras, and the car is 200.
One is a Toyota.
Yeah.
And in my view, I'll actually go I'll look at the Suzuki rather. You know what I mean? I mean, again, we rave about Suzuki in this show because they are good quality vehicles.
And
they're doing well in the market. The resale value is amazing on these cars.
Yeah.
So just shift away from the Toyota, as Matthew said.
But the Toyota is a Suzuki Baleno.
Yes.
It is, but then if you look at the Baleno in terms of what it's doing on the market compared to the Starlet, it's doing better. So which one's going to give you better resale value in the future?
But both, I think, because of the Toyota brand, they both get good resale value. You know, you got to look at, and I think what you both said, it's important to look at here, what do you actually get? Go to the Suzuki dealer and say, what do I get? What does this car give me? Then go to Toyota dealer, what does this car do? And then look and see. Or you can go, there's plenty of websites that you can go to that you can actually see the specs, spec for spec, to see exactly what you get. 360-degree camera would not sell it for me because I find them irritating. Because, I mean, you look around on those, you can't even see what's around anyway. They're gimmicks. Reverse camera, cool. This 300.
Even the reverse camera.
But
I mean, if you learn to drive with rearview mirrors,
Yeah.
there's no need for reverse cameras, guys.
They're both the same car, mechanically the same, everything. They're built in the same factory. One's got different badges. The other one has more spec than the other. Go and have a look and see which is spec for spec and buy the one you prefer. Because now we have to move on to our next question, which is from Ntokozo. He currently owns a Volkswagen Polo 1.6 and he's looking to trade it in on the following SUVs: Volkswagen Tiguan, BMW X3 and the Kia Sportage, all within a budget of 600,000 Rand. He will be using the vehicle for the daily commute of around 60 kilometers a day and for long family trips. He intends keeping the vehicle for about 6 years. Which vehicle, Tembikosi, would be the best buy?
Kia Sportage.
Which vehicle would be the best buy, Matthew?
Tiguan.
Which vehicle would be the
Kia
best buy?
Sportage.
BMW X3. There we go. We all take different different views because they're all good cars.
Absolutely.
But let me, I've talked too much today. Tim and Corsi, what do you say?
Yeah, I mean, at the 1.6 CRDI Kia Sportage, good-looking car. It's got the new tech. The budget is perfect for what she's looking for. Nice higher ground clearance, good fuel consumption, no issues with the Kia Sportage. Kia Sportage always does
Fantastic
well.
warranty.
Even back in the day with the new generation Kia Sportages, they've always done well. I mean, you guys, I'm sure you service them, never had issues with parts on those cars.
Yes, good car.
And if you look at these ones right now, the good-looking, and I'm sure it's got a reverse camera. It's got all the bells and whistles.
It may even have a 360.
May have a 360 camera.
You know, guys, the spec level on the car is what you need to discuss.
Yeah.
As much as Adam likes the X3, and if the X3 had the same spec level as the Sportage, I'd tell her,
Look, I mean,
go for the badge.
If you look at these compact SUV that are coming out of the market, they're highly spec'd. And the Kias and the likes, they've done so well to position these brands in the market with the right price.
Yeah.
Right? And they know what South Africans like. We like the specs.
Yes.
If you go to Audi and BMW, you buy that base car, you're going to add this and add that. That's when the price starts to shoot up.
Yeah.
So what they've done is to bring these cars at the right price. And they are beautiful cars.
Matthew, what car did you say?
So I said the Tiguan because I'm looking at this as it's a healthy budget and it looks like they're leaning more towards street cred and something that looks good and will age well. That's why I went for Tiguan, because if I look at the landscape, Tiguans are more popular as opposed to the others. The BMW X3, yes, it is there, but I find in that market the Tiguan is the one to go for. That's why I'd like it.
It is a good looking car and it's a fantastic car to drive, but it's inherently unreliable when they get older.
Yep.
That's why, I mean, I threw in the X3, but I wouldn't buy it. I was just playing devil advocate here. Yeah. I would certainly go for the Kia Sportage. One, it's most probably one of the best looking cars. Comes out with one of the best warranties. You know that you can have longevity out of it as opposed to some of the other products that we've mentioned. The BMW X3, although it's a great car, for 600,000, you're going to be buying a 4 or 5 year old car. Yeah. Maybe it doesn't have any warranty left. Maybe 60, 80, 90,000 kilometers on it. And where you could literally buy the brand new Kia
Sportage.
You know, so definitely I think the way to go on this particular one is the Kia Sportage. It really ticks all the boxes that you need.
You like steering.
Sorry? I like steering.
I know.
That's why
I know.
That car's also unreliable.
Yeah.
Because I have to fix them when cars get over that 100,000 out of warranty. This is when it starts to cost you money. Yeah. Now, if you're going to keep a car for 5 years in this warranty period, buy whatever you like. The most unreliable rubbish car that you heard, you could buy it. Doesn't matter because it's covered.
They never said that Tiguan was a DSG. If they added that in there.
Yeah. We don't even mention DSG. We don't even mention engines that wear out and use oil and break timing chains and water pumps leak. And I'm going to carry on going. Segi.
Okay, all right. Stay tuned because after the break, we find a suitable upgrade to replace a VW Polo.
And we help a viewer determine the resale value of his 2017 Chevrolet Cruze. Welcome back to Buyer's Guide. Mark is the proud owner of a 2014 Volkswagen Polo 1.6 TDI. As he approaches the end of his installment plan, he wants to upgrade to a larger vehicle to accommodate his family needs. Since getting married a few years ago and with a 3-year-old son, he finds the boot space of the Polo a bit small for travel requirements. With a budget of 6,000 to 7,000 Rand a month, he's considering purchasing the BMW 320 diesel or an Audi 2-litre TDI. Matthew, BMW 320 diesel or an Audi A4?
I like my 320Ds. I like that car. Audi's not particularly a fan of, but that's pretty much preference. But if he wants the bread and butter, the one that everyone buys and everyone goes to first in South Africa, it's always the 320D. There's lots of parts. It's always available. And you can find, for that budget, you can find a well looked after, decent one.
Okay, so it's a diesel. For you, Tembi Corsi?
I'm an Audi guy through and through. I work for them for years and everything else, but I always have my 320D at home because the car works perfectly. Fuel consumptions, durability. I never had any problems with the 320D, and it's just a good, solid vehicle with the parts that are available, as Matthew have mentioned.
Sometimes manufacturers just get one of their cars
right.
Bonk. Yeah. And tick all the boxes.
And one of those cars at BM is a 320
diesel.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I had an older one, the F90, and I got a G20.
Yes.
Right? I traded in that one. He had just 107,000 k's on the clock. I bought it brand new. I never had any problems with it.
Yes.
So in this case, with Marks, I would say that 320D is the car to go for.
Yeah. Look, the Audi, the
great.
A4 is actually not a bad car in that derivative.
Yeah.
The 2-liter diesel is most probably the same with the Audi A4 is most probably the best derivative in it.
Yeah.
But in terms of long-term maintenance costs, the BMW will be cheaper to run than the Audi.
Correct.
So, what would you say?
I would say you shouldn't even look at any of these vehicles. You should look at an SUV. He's got a growing family. He needs a space. There's a space there. He should look at an SUV between 6,000 and 7,000 rand.
So, Timmy Kosi, if you had, say, 7,000 rand a month, how much is the car's value?
So at 7,000 rand, you're looking at a car for like, let's
500K?
call it 450K, round about there.
Yeah. That's without a balloon payment.
That's without the balloon payment and everything else. But I think for that budget of 6 to 7, you can get a good 320D. That I can bet you. Yes, SUV great. But in terms of what he's looking for and the space he's looking for, coming from a Polo, right? 320D with the family will last him for a very long time.
When he has the next kid, he's going to be calling us and saying,
what SUV should I buy?
yeah.
No, but of course, I mean, if you look at the boot on that 320, it's a big boot. It's a spacious boot. It's not that if you go for an SUV, you're going to get a 7-seater.
And not everybody likes
know.
SUVs. A lot of people like sedans.
So that is that 3 Series is a 5-seater car. It's going to sit 5 people. The SUV you might talk about is also 5-seater. The boot space is exactly the same. Well, not exactly the same, but the BM's got a bigger boot, and that boot, it dips a
Quite deep, yeah.
It's quite deep.
It's a spacious vehicle.
Vehicle.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll take your word for it. Our next question is from Cabello, and who's the owner of a 2017 Chevrolet Cruze 1.6 LS with 140,000 kilometers on the clock. The vehicle has a full service history and is still under warranty. Although the vehicle has no right fog light cover, the right fender has been replaced as well as the cooling system. What is the estimated resale value of this vehicle? Also, how can he go about selling his vehicle?
How can this thing be under warranty still? 'Cause
Still,
we don't even have Chevy anymore.
Yes, how can it be still? I think he's bought a aftermarket.
After.
He probably bought
He's
an
probably got an aftermarket warranty.
Chevy Cruze, you're a second-hand car salesman. What's it worth? Does anybody want them anymore?
Yeah, look.
Or
I
do
think
you tell the
I think
client-
it's the tricky one. I mean, it's got 142,000 Ks, and Cruise, and they're no longer there. It's going to be a tough one.
Kevin goes, be honest. Remember, I brought my Chevy Cruze to you, and you said, Segi, please go sell them somewhere else, and then come here, and I'll sell you another car. Right. But that's what you said. Now be honest. Come on. You said, Segi, please do me a favor. Let's remain friends. Go sell that Chevy Cruze down the road.
Yeah, but he wants to know what's it worth.
Look, I don't even know what's a book value for this thing. I'm not going to sit on the show and look at the car's worth this much, right? I'm not going to do that. And this is Buyer's Guide. We say things with factual here, with facts and research and everything.
Really?
So I'm not going to be that guy. But I think in terms of where you can sell the car, there's other platforms out there, your Gumtrees and the social media.
Marketplace,
whatever. Just phone the dealership, Cabello, and check what's the book value for the car. Any dealership for that matter.
All these people that say, we'll buy your car now, we'll give you cash in your account before we take it. They'll come, take a look at that Chevy Cruze and say, Ish, I'll give you 5 grand.
Also, you must just check on the market out there, what are these cars selling for?
Well,
that will
that's
give him an
the
idea.
best advice.
Yes.
I mean,
Okay, so
Matthew,
you check what
go
are they
online,
selling for.
Yeah, I'd go check Facebook Market. I'd go onto your Wheelie or your We Buy Cars. They've got Footstoots cars as it is.
Yeah.
Basically, again, use your brain. Google is the guru. That's what I always tell everyone.
Yeah.
If you want to know the answer, Google it. You can search it online. You can find it. You'll more than likely find at least 2 or 3 of the same cars, and then you've got a guesstimate value. So when you get an offer, you can say,
Search for that
Search
car
for
like
that
you're
car
going
like
to buy
you're
it.
going to buy.
Yes,
I was
exactly.
about to
You'll
say
see.
it.
yeah.
The good thing with it is that it's got a full service history.
Yes.
And it's still under warranty. Right?
As
So
in-
that would be now his advertising tag.
Yeah.
But it had the fender replaced, so we don't know how badly they fixed it. I mean, if it was fixed properly,
You must take nice pictures.
Yeah.
And put it out.
don't take a picture of the side of the fender.
The fender got damaged, yeah.
Or the no fog light cover.
And don't say you had the entire cooling system replaced.
Yeah, no.
Don't put that as a selling point.
No.
No.
You gotta lie sometimes.
And that is some fine advice coming from Mr. Ford.
Okay, we'll be taking a short break, but when we get back, we discuss the ideal oil replacement schedule for a petrol Mazda.
And we examine a shuddering clutch in a 12-year-old Mini Cooper Countryman. Hello and thank you for tuning in to Buyer's Guide. Egbert owns a 2021 Mazda CX-5 automatic, and he recently inquired with Mazda about the replacement schedule for the gear oil in his automatic gearbox. Mazda informed him that his vehicle is not scheduled for oil replacement, unlike the manual gearbox oil which needs to be replaced every 60,000 kilometers. Egbert seeks advice on whether the automatic oil should indeed not be replaced.
Well, I think it should be.
I think it should be. I agree with you. It hurts me to agree with you, but I agree with you.
So what actually often happens is the manufacturers don't recommend its replacement. They say it's sealed for life. But if you're going to intend to keep that car for a long time, have the gearbox oil replaced.
Yeah.
It's most probably in the region of 2,000 to 3,000 Rand. That's a guesstimate value. Dealers change. Ask Mazda to replace it for you, even if it's not scheduled on their schedule.
Tell them you'll pay them for it, yeah.
Pay them to have it done, because what you will find, you'll get longevity out of the gearbox. Now, Mazdas are known for really good gearboxes. Now, think about it logically. They say change the oil every 60,000 in a manual gearbox, but not an automatic.
Why?
Yeah.
Huh? Make sense? Nah. Just change it if you intend to keep it. If you're going to sell the car next month, don't worry, flog it.
It makes a lot of sense, Adam. You know what?
Change the oil.
When that gearbox fails, you're going to go back to Mazda. It's more expensive for you to replace an automatic gearbox than it is to replace a manual gearbox.
Yeah.
So, you know,
change
they love to kill you with their...
If they don't want to do that, find yourself a good aftermarket workshop
and let them do it.
and they put a high quality synthetic oil in that gearbox, get it from the manufacturer, get it from Mazda, and replace the oil. So the simple answer is yes, replace it. And I'm surprised, because normally the manufacturer will say replace it. Yeah.
It is a surprise, but I thought they would give.
Can I tell you guys why they don't replace it? Because if that car is still under warranty.
They want it to break so that they can replace.
No, that car's still under warranty. The cost of replacing the gearbox oil and the filter, if it has a filter in, is up for the warranty. So they're not going to
Well,
do
not
that.
necessarily if it's not covered under the plan, because under this plan, you will only specific things will be paid for. Anything extra, it's out of
It's
your
out of your pocket, yes.
Schedule.
It's worthwhile to certainly do it, because every 60,000 kilometers, the average driver, that's every 3 years. If it costs you 2,000 to 3,000, that's, work it out. It's like 50 bucks a month over the period. It's nothing.
100%.
Yeah.
And it'll make your gearbox last for a long time. And you'll most probably find as well a better change in the gearbox, smoother change.
Yes.
Okay, we're going to end off things with a question from Kevin. He's the owner of a recently purchased 2012 Mini Cooper Countryman. He has heard rumors regarding the unreliability of these vehicles. Currently, the vehicle has reached 150,000 kilometers, and Kevin notes that there's a clutch that seems to have shuddering issues. Should Kevin consider selling the vehicle, as it seems that the claim that these vehicles are problematic seem to be true? What would be a suitable replacement vehicle for his Mini? Matthew, should he buy another car because he's got a clutch shudder?
Yeah, look, it's giving him problems, and that car is quite problematic. So I would look at something within that range. But again, if your car's starting to tell you signs, just like if a person or anything that you eat or go to, if it starts giving you feedback that's not like happy, you know, you're not good with it, then it's time to move on.
Instead of buying a new car, he could get the price of a clutch replacement first.
Yep.
Because sometimes maybe it's just the clutch that's shuddering.
Yeah.
No matter how problematic it's claimed to be on all the social media platforms.
Maybe he got a good one.
Maybe he's got a good one, that's not problem, and it's only the clutch that's faulty.
But what else is lurking with the clutch that could go wrong? Because he could do that, and then what else comes next? So it might be a case of, this is an issue, but what else is there? Because we can replace things in cars, but there's other things that need to be replaced within time.
Yeah.
And if this is generally a problematic car, solving one problem won't necessarily solve the next one.
150,000 kilometers, Tim and Corsi, is, you know, things start to wear, right?
They'll get wear and tear at that particular mileage. And what's interesting for me is that he didn't complain that he had problems with this car. Now he's got a clutch
shuddering clutch problem,
right?
So all of a sudden,
this is the first time, just simply because other people
have claimed that, yes.
You know?
They're not wrong, though.
Of course, they're not wrong, but did he have that experience with this car?
Yeah.
You know?
Maybe he got a good one. Maybe the
Maybe he
problem
got a good one.
before.
Maybe it's now time to replace clutches on his vehicle, and then voila, the car is right again. But if he's saying, okay, the mileage is high on this car, maybe it's time for me to change it, then go and change the car. Based on whatever that people are saying. But if the car has been good to you and you intended to keep it longer, wear and tear about to happen in the vehicle. Fix your shudder, your clutch, and then see how the car goes. If the car starts to give you problems, then replace it.
Maybe the previous owner fixed all those problems that were there.
Yeah.
So 150,000 kilometers is quite normal for a clutch to wear out.
Yeah.
So if you're getting a shudder, it's normally an indication that the clutch is on its way out and needs to be replaced. But phone around and get some pricing, because some of the clutches on those Minis can be expensive. You can spend 20 to 30,000 rand to have a clutch replaced if it's one that has a dual mass flywheel in it. So that could be an expensive job for you to do. Maybe it's not so expensive. Maybe it's a 15,000 rand job. Phone around, get some prices, and then make your decision.
We also got to remember he's never had any problems with this car. So maybe it's just his poor driving.
No, maybe the previous owner.
Yeah,
That's 150,000 Ks. Previous owner.
Yeah.
Don't blame him. Maybe you drove it before.
You never know. You never know.
You came with the Mini the last time you came here.
Yeah. I remember that one.
Yeah, the blue one, yes.
The one you're doing backward donuts. Yeah. Okay.
And with that, thank God we've come to the end of this week's show. Thank you, Matthew and Teminkosi, for joining us, for all your helpful tips and advice. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Until next time, please buckle up and stay out of the emergency lane.
Because
Only idiots and emergency vehicles drive in the emergency lane.
I had to get Adam to say it.